Happy day students, welcome to the part 2 video of the lesson class 8 chapter 9, the making of the national movement 1870s to 1947. The advent of Mahatma Gandhi. It is in these circumstances that Mahatma Gandhi emerged as a mass leader. Gandhiji, aged 46, arrived in India in 1915 from South Africa. His South African campaigns had brought him in contact with various types of Indians: Hindus, Muslims, Parsis and Christians, Gujaratis, Tamils and North Indians, and upper class merchants, lawyers and workers. Mahatma Gandhi spent his first year in India traveling throughout the country, understanding the people, their needs, and the overall situation. His earliest interventions were in local movements in Champaran, Kheda, and Ahmedabad, where he came into contact with Rajendra Prasad and Vallabhbhai Patel. The Rowlatt Act 1919. Rowlatt Act was introduced by the British in the year 1919. According to this act, Indian could be arrested without any trial in the court. It curbed the fundamental rights such as the freedom of expression and strengthened police powers. National leaders and Rowlatt Act. In 1919, Gandhiji gave a call for a satyagraha against the Rowlatt Act that the British had just passed. Mahatma Gandhi, Muhammad Ali Jinnah and others felt that the government had no right to restrict people's basic freedoms. They criticized the act as devilish. Gandhiji asked the Indian people to observe as a day of non-violent opposition to this act in the year 1919 on 6th April. Satyagraha Sabhas were set up to launch the movement. In April 1919, there were a number of demonstrations and hartals in the country, and the government used brutal measures to suppress them. The Jallianwala Bagh atrocities inflicted by General Dyer in Amritsar, Punjab, were a part of this repression. On learning about the massacre, Rabindranath Tagore expressed the pain and anger of the country by renouncing his knighthood. Khilafat agitation and the non-cooperation movement. The Khilafat issue was one such cause. In 1920, the British imposed a harsh treaty on the Turkish Sultan or Khalifa. The leaders of the Khilafat agitation, Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali, now wished to initiate a full-fledged non-cooperation movement. Gandhiji supported their call and urged the Congress to campaign against Punjab wrongs, that is Jallianwala Bagh massacre, the Khilafat wrong and demand Swaraj. Non-cooperation movement in the year 1921 to 22. The non-cooperation movement gained momentum through the years 1921 and 22. Thousands of students left government-controlled schools and colleges. Many lawyers such as Motilal Nehru, C.R. Das, C. Rajagopalachari and Asaf Ali gave up their practices. British titles were surrendered and legislatures boycotted. People lit public bonfires of foreign cloth. People's initiatives. In many cases, people resisted British rule non-violently. For instance, in Kedah, Gujarat, Patidar peasants organized non-violent campaigns against the high land revenue demand of the British. In the Guntur district of Andhra Pradesh, tribals and poor peasants staged a number of forest satyagrahas. In many forest villages, peasants proclaimed Swaraj and believed that Gandhi Raj was about to be established. In the Assamese, Vaishnava songs of the period, the reference to Krishna was substituted by Gandhi Raja. The happenings of 1922 to 1929. We can see from the above that sometimes people thought of Gandhiji as a kind of messiah, as someone who could help them overcome their misery and poverty. But at other times, using Gandhiji's name, tribals and peasants undertook actions that did not conform to Gandhian ideals. Mahatma Gandhi, as we know, was against violent movements. He abruptly called off the non-cooperation movement when in February 1922 a crowd of peasants set fire to a police station in Chauri Chaura. Through sincere social work in villages in the mid-1920s, the Gandhians were able to extend their support base. This proved to be very useful in launching the civil disobedience movement in 1930. Purna Swaraj, complete independence, under the presidency of Jawaharlal Nehru was formed, and Independence Day was observed on 26th January 1930 all over the country. The march to Dandi. Purna Swaraj would never come on its own. It had to be fought for. In 1930, Gandhiji declared that he would lead a march to break the salt law. According to this law, the state had a monopoly on the manufacture and sale of salt. Mahatma Gandhi, along with other nationalists, reasoned that it was sinful to tax salt since it is such an essential item of our food. The Salt March related the general desire of freedom to a specific grievance shared by everybody, and thus did not divide the rich and the poor. Gandhiji and his followers marched for over 240 miles from Sabarmati to the coastal town of Dandi, where they broke the government law by gathering natural salt found on the seashore and boiling seawater to produce salt. The Quit India movement and later. Mahatma Gandhi decided to initiate a new phase of movement against the British in the middle of the Second World War. The British must quit India immediately, he told them. To the people, he said, do or die. Gandhiji and other leaders were jailed at once, but the movement spread. It specially attracted peasants and the youth who gave up their studies to join it. Communications and symbols of state authority were attacked all over the country. In many areas, the people set up their own governments. By the end of 1943, over 90,000 people were arrested and around 1,000 killed in police firing. The rebellion, however, ultimately brought the Raj to its knees. Towards independence and partition. Meanwhile, in 1940, the Muslim League had moved a resolution demanding independent states for Muslims in the northwestern and eastern areas of the country. The provincial elections of 1937 seemed to have convinced the League that Muslims were a minority. Elections to the provinces were again held in 1946. The Congress did well in the general constituencies, but the League's success in the seats reserved for Muslims was spectacular. It persisted with its demand for Pakistan. Separation of India and Pakistan. In March 1946, the British cabinet sent a 3-member mission to Delhi to examine this demand and to suggest a suitable political framework for a free India. But it could not get the Congress and the Muslim League to agree to specific details of the proposal. After the failure of the cabinet mission, the Muslim League decided on mass agitation for winning its Pakistan demand. Riots broke out in Calcutta, lasting several days and resulting in the death of thousands of people. Many 100,000 people were killed and numerous women had to face untold brutalities during the partition. Pakistan was born. Partition also meant that India changed, many of its cities changed, and a new country, Pakistan, was born. So, the joy of our country's independence from British rule came mixed with the pain and violence of partition. Thank you, students. Have a nice day.